Welcome back to Abbey College. Now, so far we've done layout. So to recap, we've got names on the left, directions in brackets, and that a new scene needs a new setting. So bear all of these in mind when we're structuring what we write. Now, our new topic is going to be dialogue, or rather, developing dialogue. Making characters sound different in different ways. Now, the first thing that I'm going to suggest is that you write as they speak. That doesn't mean writing as someone talks. It's a bit more technical than that. Think about how people use words that aren't really words when they're talking to each other. Or dunno, are all examples of normal figures of speech that you don't generally see in writing, but all of these will serve to make your characters sound more like real people. It's okay to use these expressions. The next thing is about change. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to use big extreme emotions to show characters changing. Think of subtleties. Someone who's comfortable will talk slightly differently to someone who's uncomfortable. And then even more extremely, think about how people might be very uncomfortable, but they don't let on. You can just tell by how they talk. So, for example, we could say, sighing, "I love you." Whereas someone who's a bit more uncomfortable might say uncomfortably, "But I love you." And then think about our poor guy on the right, looking around, but I love you, begins to cry. How terrible. Now, sometimes you say it best when you don't say anything at all. And that's our last topic for today, or rather, less is more when you're writing dialogue. Now, what does that mean? That means things like the ellipsis or the pregnant pause when someone chooses not to say something. Stage directions, of course, can show loads about what's going on. And lastly, think about this example. Hesitations or interruptions are a huge way of us being able to infer the dynamic between characters and how they talk. So take this man here and his son. His son says, "I was and his dad interrupts him. No more excuses." The son sighs and turns towards the door. Okay. Think about what we can learn by what they don't say rather than what they do say here. So just to recap, realistic speech, use it. The next thing, hesitations, interruptions and pauses are hugely powerful tools. And lastly, showing small emotional changes all help to keep your writing real. Okay, Year 8, over to you. Remember, keep it real.
Created using Powtoon.